Hello there, YouTube. Born to be Wild, NE here, and as always, NE stands for Nebraska. Go Big Red J Huskers. Saturday, the 30th of July, 19... Who am I kidding? Can you say 2022? Hey there, YouTube. Born to be Wild, NE here. And as always, NE stands for Nebraska. Go Big Red J Huskers. It is Saturday, the 30th of July, 2022. I'm out for a ride. It's been a while. We'll see how the microphone sounds this ride. Since my last ride, I took all the liners out, put them in a lingerie bag, and gave them a good wash, let them air dry. They needed it. Let's just leave it at that. Of course, that means the wires need to be re-tucked away when I reinstall the linings. And the microphone is in a new spot, similar to the old spot, tucked underneath the right cheek pad instead of the left cheek pad. So there. Got some new boots the other day. This last Monday they arrived. Revzilla did not have them in my size, so I went to the manufacturer's website. They could ship them to me in my size for the same price that Revzilla charged. And they didn't charge any shipping either, but they came all the way from Italy. No shipping, all the way from Italy. So Revzilla, you missed out. So one more thing I need to get before I head on my big fall adventure.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Here's the new helmet. Made a couple enhancements to my gear, which I will pack. This trip, instead of taking that big Thermarest self-inflating foam pad, which takes up lots and lots of volume, basically 30 inches wide and this much or big around. I mean, it just doesn't fold down. So I got myself a second Climate inflatable, I don't remember what they call them, so I'll have two of those instead of one of those in my Thermarest. So I will still have double layer but at much less volume. Another enhancement I got was a second camp stove. Just since they're so small, at least the ones I get are so small. Nice to have a backup. And the last thing I got was, instead of taking my bigger AC powered air pump to pump up those mattresses, I got myself a small one that is battery powered. So forecasted high in Lincoln today was 83. We've had a few days of very nice cool weather. Starting tomorrow, it's going to get back up into the mid-90s, and we've got a couple 100-degree days forecasted. Something like Tuesday, Wednesday, or maybe Wednesday, Thursday next week. I don't remember exactly. So, since I haven't ridden, I thought it was time. I've got my drone with me. I don't know if I will find an occasion to use it. The biggest goal of getting it in the first place was to use it on my trip this fall. Obviously you cannot fly in national parks or state parks, but there should be lots of places I pass by or through where I can use it and get some beautiful footage from the sky. I've actually bought 2 different piloting apps for it. I use an Apple iPhone, so I bought the iOS versions, and in fact one of the apps only comes in an iOS version. Maven, M-A-V, as in victory, E-N, is one of the apps. That is an iOS only app, but it has one really cool feature the other app doesn't have, and it is you can define a 3D space in the sky, all the boundaries and maximum height, minimum height, limited speed of the drone, etc. So down the road, when my kids think it is appropriate, I will be able to let my grandkids learn how to fly, but in a safe way, because it will be geo-fenced. I've taken it out and practiced it in small scale. I still need to practice it on a larger scale, but when the drone knows it's approaching one of the boundaries, it slows its speed and it stops. It does not cross the boundary. Any of the boundaries. And the side walls, if you will, can be irregular. You use kind of like waypoints to define the perimeter, and then you set one value for maximum height and another value for minimum height. And you can be standing outside the geo-fenced area as the pilot. So kids should be safe, the drone should be safe. Obviously we'll fly it in a way where it won't include any trees or buildings or electric lines, etc., etc. And that will give them a chance to practice stick controls. I also am thinking of taking out some cones or what have you so that they can practice actually keeping the camera pointed at a pseudo point of interest, if you will. So I'm sure I'll come up with other ideas too. That's really cool. And Maven also has what looks to be a better follow mode than the other app I bought. But the DJI flying app doesn't come with any of this. But with this drone, it's the drone that doesn't have the software to do a follow. But basically I can set it up so that the drone will stay focused or pointed at my cell phone, which I'm using as the display for the controller with the joysticks, etc. I'm not going to be able to go 65 miles an hour down the road and have it step with me because this drone doesn't go that fast. But I could get some footage going at 25 or 30 miles an hour, or I could get footage higher up with a set course, and it would follow me down below, and maybe I will even ride out of its field of view. But that gives me footage to review and edit and splice in. I don't know if any of you subscribe to the YouTube channel Litchi Boots. She is originally from Holland, and she has ridden for several years now around the world on her motorcycle, all by herself. She's currently, this season, she's riding from, actually she's finishing a pre-pandemic ride that she had started at the southern tip of Argentina with the goal of getting clear up to Alaska. And her last videos have been from Nevada, so she's made it through South America, Central America, including Mexico, and has successfully made it in the United States. Anyway, connection with drones. She has a drone. I'm not sure what kind she has, but she uses it to both survey the beautiful landscape she's traveling through, as well as to get some video of the drone, from the drone, of her riding her motorcycle. And she splices that into not every video she publishes, but quite a few of them. And that gives a little bit of dimension to the video. And the other app I got was called Litchi, L-I-T-C-H-I. That comes in both Android and iOS versions. And I bought it first primarily for a function that's called waypoint missions. So using a display on either your internet connected computer screen or on the app itself, you're looking at like a Google Maps view of your flying area, and you can define waypoints that the drone will fly around in a mission, in an automated mission. You can define the elevation that the drone's going to be at each waypoint. You can define any points of interest that you want, and then you can have at each waypoint which point of interest is the camera going to be focused at. And you can save those if you define it on your desktop or another computer, and you fire up your app on your phone to fly. What you planned on your desktop automatically loads into your local device, and vice versa. If you plan one on your local device, there's a web repository that Litchi offers that all your missions will be saved at. All your mission definitions will be saved at, unless you delete them, of course. So it's a good day to be out on a motorcycle. Good day indeed. This won't be a crazy day-long ride. It's close to 2 o'clock before I had made sure that air pressure in my tires was to spec, and they had held their pressure very, very well. It's been right around a couple months since I've ridden. Shame on me. We've had some really, really, really hot weather.
Get your